watch is not currently anticipated. 6:08. We just got 6 more. Alrighty. So, this is not good whatsoever. Intense supercell storm producing very large hail and damaging winds will continue. Main threat is hail, 2.75 to 4.25 inches in diameter. And this is concerning tornado watch number 171. Discussion: An intense supercell with a long history of very large and damaging hail is currently located in Johnson County, Texas. This cell will continue to track southeastward for the next 1 to 2 hours into a very moist and unstable air mass. Shear profiles are sufficient for all severe modes, including wind-driven significant hail and occasional tornadoes. New storms have formed on the western flank of the large supercell over Stephens and Palo Pinto counties, and these storms appear to be behind the primary outflow of the supercell, but sufficient elevated cape will pose a risk of large hail from this activity as it sags southeastward. 609, 609. Boom shakalaka. Severe threat gradually diminishing. Yeah, this is just a bunch of jumbled garbage and mesoscale convective vortices. So the threat is just so abysmal. So discussion. Cloud top warming has been observed in geostationary operational environmental satellite infrared imagery over the past hour or so across Middle Tennessee and southern Kentucky as a poorly organized convective band continues to spread east-northeastward. MRMS VIL values have also been declining, suggesting a steady weakening trend is well underway. Regional radar imagery depicts a pair of mesoscale convective vortices across the region that may continue to promote localized ascent as they migrate east into a strongly sheared air mass with lingering, albeit diminishing, buoyancy. Consequently, sufficient ascent and shear should remain in place over the next couple of hours to support sporadic damaging winds within the more robust convective cells and bands. However, this potential should continue to steadily diminish the evening hours as nocturnal cooling and convective overturning will further erode buoyancy. 610, 610. Here we go. Scattered severe thunderstorms will continue across Arkansas this evening. Concerning tornado watch number 177, and the tornado threat is the highest, with the threat being 120 to 145 miles per hour. This is sheer, or it's SRH. 500 in Greenville? Bruh. Okay. Here we go. Discussion. 3 distinct clusters of intense storms continue to trek eastward across Arkansas, over Van Buren County, Yell County, and Hempstead County. These storms will likely persist eastward across Weather Watch 177 for several more hours, where moderate cape and sufficiently strong low-level shear will maintain the risk of supercells and a few tornadoes. Strong tornadoes are possible if more discrete storm modes develop, and the Little Rock VAD is sampling the strengthening wind fields, now showing over 500 meters squared per second squared of 0 to 3 kilometer storm relative helicity and significant tornado parameter values over 5. Increased warm advection and lift has led greater coverage of storms in the past 2 hours. This activity will spread eastward into the west of Weather Watch 177 this evening, likely requiring a new watch in the next hour or two over eastern Arkansas, west Tennessee, and northern Missouri. Or Mississippi, excuse me. 611, 611, 611. The potential for all hazards, including tornadoes, is likely increasing across the Arklamis region. Tornado threat is the strongest, and it's concerning tornado watches 173 and 177. Discussion. Over the past 30 to 45 minutes, new convection has developed over southeast Arkansas within a focused zone of low-level warm air advection. Velocity data from KTGX radar website or radar site reveals an organized mid-level mesocyclone with one of these cells, while lightning counts continue to increase. This activity will continue to spread southeast towards the Arklamis region over the next couple of hours. Regional VWPs are beginning to show the early onset of the nocturnal low-level jet with the 0 to 1 kilometer SRH increasing to 250 to 300 meters squared per second squared over the past hour. Although nocturnal cooling has begun, it will likely be modulated due to the high dew points in the upper 60s to mid 70s. This low-level moisture continues to support MLK values in the 1 to 2,000 joules per kilogram range immediately downstream of the intensifying convection, with STP values remaining between 4 and 7. Consequently, the severe threat will likely increase over the next hour or so, including the potential for significant tornadoes as this convection traverses a highly favorable environment. 612, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. 612. The tornado threat will likely persist early into the early morning hours, and this is concerning tornado watches number 173 and 177. Discussion. Regional velocity data continues to show mid-level mesocyclones with a pair of supercells across southeast Arkansas, as well as weaker circulations within a mix of convective clusters and weak supercells across far eastern Arkansas, northern Missouri, and far southwest Tennessee. Latest meso-analyses show overall buoyancy decreasing from east to west due to the onset of nocturnal cooling. However, dew points in the mid-60s to low 70s along and near the Mississippi River will likely modulate nocturnal stabilization and maintain sufficient MLCAPE to sustain ongoing surface-based convection. Additionally, regional VWPs and RAP mesoanalysis estimates depict effective SRH on the order of 200 to 400 meters squared per second squared, which will help maintain some tornado threat. Given these trends, the expectation is that some severe risk will persist into the early morning hours and will require either local extensions in time and or just new watches within the hour. Two more. Okay, large hail threat will continue. This is south of the DFW metro. This includes Waco, Crockett, Palestine, and Corsicana. Actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't include Corsicana. It just includes Waco, Crockett, and Palestine. 2 to 3.5-inch hail is expected with this supercell. Or supercells. Discussion. Two intense supercells continue to affect parts of north-central Texas over Hill, Bosque, and Limestone counties. This cluster of storms has a long history of significant hail damage during the past few hours. Cape values remain very high, with steep lapse rates and strong deep layer shear indicated on the 0Z Fort Worth sounding. However, cap strength is increasing as the boundary layer slowly cools. This is likely to lead to some weakening over the next couple of hours. However, nevertheless, some severe risk will likely persist until at least midnight. And finally, 614. I may just check to see what 615 is. Yeah, yeah, no, we're not doing 615. 614. New storms developing with a hail threat. This is on the morning of April 29th, basically. Almost. Yeah, it's on the morning of April 29th in the east. In the central US, it's not really. It's still 11:25 p.m. Central. So, new storms developing with hail threat. These all remain kind of modest. So, here we go. Thunderstorms have developed over the last 45 minutes over southeast Arkansas along a prefrontal boundary. These storms are in a very moist and moderately unstable air mass with MLCAPE values around 1,000 joules per kilogram. Storms have intensified rapidly, with mesh values suggesting severe hail is already occurring. VADs at Little Rock and Memphis and model guidance show substantial veering of low-level winds have occurred in this area, suggesting hail is the main concern as the storms track eastward into Weather Watch 179 during the next couple of hours. Nevertheless, sufficient low-level shear remains for at least the risk of an isolated tornado. Finally, we're done. Alrighty. This is definitely 1 hour 15 minutes or something like that. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and hopefully this video doesn't bore you to tears. Because this is just me doing what I love, and I love what I do, and I'm very happy that I can do this for everybody. Thank you all for being here for me. Thank you all for supporting me as a community, and have a wonderful weekend, everybody. And don't forget about your mother this Mother's Day.